welcome to another episode of the Big Brothers of Destruction podcast. It's the Mazaku.
It's your boy, Swag Switch in the building.
And guys, we're back with another episode. And this one's actually going to be interesting, kind of taking up the concept from the previous episode where we was doing the Marry, Date, and Lemonade. But we're putting a little twist on it this time. We're actually going to go with the concept of something we kind of just talked about a little bit more called Book, Bump, Bury. So what this basically means is you're going to be booking this particular person to the moon, this person who's your ideal main eventer. And then you also have Bump, which is just somebody who's going to bump into the mid-card, who they're a solid mid-card wrestler. They're somebody that honestly, they just thrive there. And then you have Barry, just somebody who ideally just, they don't really work for you, but you just got to bury them because, like, while there has to be a fall guy in wrestling, there has to be a jobber, there has to be somebody that gets someone over. But in this sense, there's some people that we just like, I don't really like that guy. I don't really like what that person presents. And
so that's what work for me, brother.
They're not gonna work for me, brother. That's literally what it is. And with this concept, what we're gonna also do is time travel with it. So we're gonna take some people from a particular era that were not as popular, who would be smoking popular or red hot popular in that previous era, and put them smack dab into that era. So we're actually going to start off with the first. Well, I think this is our first that we both were introduced to, and that was the Federation years, right? I don't think we watched the Golden Era.
Me personally, so I mean, in more recent times, I've gone back and I've done a lot of Golden Era watching. But I mean, technically, I was raised on the New Generation era, or at least I was birthed during the New Generation era. And as far as my memory serves me, my most memorable memories are from the Attitude
Era. Whoa, that was crazy.
Listen, it was a hard thing to say.
Apparently.
First off, you have no right, Mr. Wascally World of Wrestling.
Hey, look, that has created a moment for our pod. So I think if anybody, give me some credit for creating some shit. You know what I'm saying? Wild World Wrestling.
Over here trying to spin it. Shut your ass.
Because it's what it is.
Shut your ass, boy.
Hating ass motherfucker. That's
your ass.
It be your own brother, bro. It be your own brother.
Absolutely.
It be your own brother out here. So, let's go ahead and get right into it. One of the things I do have.
Hold on, because I was just thinking before we play the game, because we got time. I did want to. There were some things that have come into my mind, and I just wanted to really get your take on how you feel about them, type situation.
Okay.
Just wanted to get these little questions out of the way, so that then we can put the rest of the time into just this game that you've cooked up.
Oh boy! All right, what is this?
So the first thing is, right now, as everything stands, when you look at the wrestling business as a whole and the state of the wrestling, like how do you feel right now when it comes to just wrestling as a whole?
I feel like while wrestling, it will never be as popular as it was in the Attitude Era, they are constantly trying to make it as popular as that every year. There's some way, shape, or form trying to market it and get it that, hit my mic. They're trying to market it and get it that pop culture reference as it was in the 90s. But the thing about the 90s, man, kayfabe was still somewhat of a thing. And two, the wrestlers, and not saying that our current rosters are not as cool, but there was a mystique with those particular people. Like, Undertaker, there's Austin, there's The Rock, there's Triple H. there was a level of mystique in these people because obviously we didn't have social media. We're not into their lives. We're not into all those things. And you kind of go off of the reference of Stone Cold being that one guy who would, in anybody's eyes, would go to his boss and slap the shit out of him or give him a fucking Stone Cold Stunner. So you felt like, man, I wanted to be that guy. I don't really think a lot of people see that in current roster wrestlers. Like maybe they may be inspired to become a wrestler, but nobody gets that big connection to wrestling as if you hear a glass break and you suddenly think of Stone Cold, or when you crack a cold one and you suddenly drink it like you're Stone Cold, or you raise your eyebrow and you start thinking of yourself like The Rock. Like there's not that cultural connection that is there, and the current product is trying so hard to appeal with it and make it so you could see it from the inside now with WWE Unreal, as if we already don't know the inside spills of what's going on in wrestling because of the dirt sheets and stuff like that. But they're trying to make it so appealing to other people that this is a product, this is sports entertainment. It feels pushed sometimes with certain things that they do,
Mm.
and I don't like it sometimes.
I feel that piece, especially that bit where, because you bringing up that Unreal, is that what it was called?
WWE
Unreal or
Unreal,
whatever.
yeah.
I saw a commercial. I've been seeing the commercials for it, and I'm just like, I I have mixed feelings, and I know there's a lot of wrestlers that also, especially like older wrestlers, who are
Like
like,
Jake the Snake.
because to a certain degree, which is this also is what makes like wrestling so unique, because like, to make a comparison, right? With what they're doing, when I watch shows like Game of Thrones or The Penguin, which if you have not watched either of those things, at least watch The Penguin, because God, that shit's so that's but when I watch shows like those, normally at the end of the show they have like a look into the show and when they made it and the filming of it and stuff like that. And for those two shows specifically, because I know both of those shows do it, I love getting that like backstage information and you know, how that person felt about their character, and and how they, why, and they did this and this to more engross their brains into believing themselves as being this person, kind of thing. And I think it's great. However, it feels so weird and odd to do the same type of thing with wrestling. And I feel it's almost, with the way that we look at wrestling, especially like at our age now, because we watch wrestling and then we go into the dirt sheets and look for all that extra bit. But I think what this is kind of doing, it's almost as if like it's that thrill of the chase. It's like, we know it's scripted.
Yes.
We know the wrestling itself is real, and there's that chase to want to find out that behind the scenes piece. But this new show is going to be like, hey, you don't have to chase anymore, we're just going to give it to you. And it's like, why are you giving it to me? That chase is like that extra little bit that keeps you invested in wanting to in that suspension of belief, because it's like, when it's like, it's that weird thing. It's like when you play a video game. Like, you don't want to
Spoil yourself.
go online and spoil it. Like, you wanna figure it out through the game as it's going. You don't want the game to be all like, oh hey, so yeah, here you go. And it's just like, it it's such a weird thing with wrestling.
So, a perfect example of it is the John Cena heel turn, right? The John Cena heel turn is a thing that we've all as wrestlers have booked for years. We want to see Cena finally, do that moment where he backstabs or whatever. Like, we want him to be a heel, but like, we all speculate, is this the time? Is this the time? Is this the time? We've done that for years where there's moments where Cena does very heelish things and he still gets treated like a babyface. And to know like the whole back and forth with him and The Rock, that was supposed to build up to him finally turning heel. And then some fans were even speculating that too. So it's like how speak of Game of Thrones, I can't remember the author's name. What's his name?
The author of Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Like R. Martin, something like that. He's even made a statement in a podcast. He says, well, as a writer, when you write the book and it's about the butler who, did the deed, right? If you've written the entire book and almost gotten to the end of it, and who's supposed to be the villain or the person that's going to be the moment, and then your audience starts knowing it and they start reading dirt sheets or whatever to find out what it is, and then you suddenly change it, your audience gets pissed because it's like, bro, everything leads up to this one thing and then suddenly it doesn't. If your plan was this, stick to it. And as wrestling fans, the reason why I brought this up is we speculate a lot when stuff is going to happen, and then when you swerve us, we get pissed the fuck off because it's like, bro, you were telling us the story, like the Naomi situation. We all thought Jay was going to get the title, Naomi would cash in there because it made perfect sense. Like, destroy Jade's moment and Jade murders you for it. It'd be Naomi's last title or right off in the sun, because apparently a lot of people are saying she might retire soon or she don't have much time left or something like that. I think she's on a great run. She could probably still go on, but she probably wants to be a mom now. But whenever Naomi cashed in on EO in that match, what? You had the story. So you swerve it. So because you don't want it to go the way fans think it should happen, because you're not going to get that awe factor. You're not going to get that shock factor. Like, ooh, we just swerved you. WWE has a history of doing that. And again, that is one of the reasons why Unreal is also pushing back the curtain even more. Okay. We all go to dirt sheets. We all go to, these different sites, and they're all telling us like, oh, this person may come back at the Royal Rumble. This person may come back at Survivor Series. This person is this, and that. This person, whatever the situation is, we go to these sites hoping that this information is correct. So we can go to our homeboys and be like, hey, yo, I heard a word that, Cena gonna do this. Nah, it's not gonna happen. It's like, nah, I read that shit, right? And then suddenly it happens and you get that, what the fuck I tell you, bro? I told you, man, I read that shit. This shit happened, right? It's something so good when you predict something or when you find something out and then like you speculate it to your boys and it happens. There's something so rewarding behind that. Something so rewarding.
So I'm only with half of that.
Okay.
Though I like that part of it, right? I don't mind the swerve. What I do mind is when the swerve is ass.
That, right? Yes.
Because, for instance, the Naomi thing, right? That was beautiful. That was amazing. And that was great. That was better than them just, because sometimes it gets too predictable.
Yeah.
And which is one of the weird things where which is one of those things where when we're in this dirt sheets era of fandom where, we read and we look to find out what people are saying backstage, to the point where it's like, we're like, oh, like how you were saying, it's like, yeah, nah, this is what's going to happen tonight. I'm telling you, bro, I read about it, kind of thing. And it's like, when it doesn't happen, I think that is even better of a situation, but only if it's done correctly. So, with what you were saying, like, yes, the idea of Naomi going on and then, trying to screw Jade out of her title match and stuff like that. It's like, okay, yeah, it's predictable. It's like, all right, yeah, cool, bing, bada, boom, business as usual, cool, 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 whatever. But I popped when she didn't, when we're not anywhere near SummerSlam for this, and she comes out there and she cashes in on Io Sky and all of them. That's a fucking moment. That
Yes.
shit was big, beautiful, and amazing.
Yes.
And I think it's like you actually get a pop out of that, as opposed to if we would have went all the way to SummerSlam and then we're just sitting there and Naomi's music is like, here we go. Okay. All right, let's see how this goes. Now, the only other thing that now to the statement that I was trying to make, though, let's say that does happen or that did happen, and then Naomi fucking loses. She cashes in, she loses.
That's
I
another
would not have,
swerve.
I would not have popped for that, and I think that would have been a stupid swerve. And then now here I am. I'm like, WWE, what the fuck are you doing? What is this? What is this dumb shit? And that's the difference between with what you were saying and then where I feel on that particular bit. Swerve is good,
Mm-hmm.
and Swerve Strickland is also good.
Oh my
However,
god.
when you don't swerve correctly,
Mm-hmm.
it crashes and fucking burns.
Oh yes.
So like that, like going to like the John Cena thing, right? How they were saying, like, they were going to make him heel when he was going up against The Rock and all this other stuff and things like that. Now, who knows how that would have truly went down?
Mm-hmm.
But with the hindsight 2020, I think it would have been probably miles better than this heel turn that we got right fucking now.
Because The
This
Rock
heel
would
turn
still be
is
active.
correct. Correct. Hell, if The Rock would if The Rock wouldn't have swerved us and then just not showed up to WrestleMania, I think this heel turn would have been amazing. If The Rock would have just stuck with the original fucking plan,
Oh yes.
but I'll digress from that bit. And so it's like with this new thing that they're coming out with, it's almost as if that, like, I don't know. I feel as if it's like it's taking, because, like, like with this whole thing of, like, are they going to swerve us? Are they going to do this? Are they going to do that? I feel as if like it is. I mean, granted, it's going to be of stuff that has already happened, kind of thing. But I just feel like it's. I don't know. I feel as if there's no more curtain. The curtain's gone. Like they're no longer pulling the curtain back. They're just, you see everything, and it's like, mm.
I'll agree that it will be a little too much. It will be a little too much for to kind of unreal the track. Like whenever they do the WrestleMania Untold thing, it's like, but we don't want to. No, like we should not be going that far back and then going over stuff like that. Why are we doing that? Why? There is no need for us to understand the build up to WrestleMania and seeing like, okay, we had the conversation with this person, this, and that, and we made it happen. Like, okay, you could do that part, but like the whole thing.
I also feel that, like, because to a certain degree, I'm not, there's a part of me that's not completely against it, but I think what I might be against is the fact of how soon we're getting this information. Like, when you think back in the day, right? Back when, as some people call it, the WWE DVD era
Mm-hmm.
of entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
where it's, and they used to make these DVDs all the time of like stuff that has happened prior, and I feel that those DVDs, like when they would talk about certain things, they're talking about things that are like a couple of years in the past that has happened, as
Yes.
opposed to fucking yesterday
Yeah.
type thing. And I feel that that might be like the bit that is like that I'm fighting with personally when it comes to that. Cause it's like I I like having just this illusion that like, if CM Punk and Seth Rollins just showed up or just so happened showed up at the same Walmart shopping, if they saw each other, they're probably going to want to throw hands with each other, kind of thing. I like having that suspense of belief, even though I know that's not going to be a thing, because that kind of kayfabe is unfortunately dead and gone. And man, oh man, how it be wrestling would be so much easier if it was still present, kind of thing. Like,
I
because it's
agree.
like I see it in like it's something because I've been going to some of like the indie promotions and stuff like that, and it's an interesting thing because it's like I don't it's like a when with indie wrestling there's a weird like how far does kayfabe go towards just it's just entertainment in a show, because when you first get there, there's wrestlers everywhere. We're all just hanging out because we're all friends, we're all boys, and we're all here to do a job type situation. But then like as more people come in and whatnot, then it's like, you kind of hang on in the locker room or stay in the back, but then there's like that weird sense of like once the show is over, or like sometimes they'll have like intermission, and sometimes when the intermission's going on, wrestlers will come out and they'll sell merch. But it's like, do you stay in your character when you go out and sell the merch? So like if you see the person who you literally just had a bloodbath of a match with, like, are you gonna go bother them while you're selling your merch? Because even though they're just like 30 feet away from you, or it's like that little weird thing. And it's like I feel it's in regular wrestling, it's not too you don't see it too much kind of thing. Because kayfabe is alive only kayfabe is alive when you need it to be alive. But I do feel that in an overall sense, that particular bit of wrestling is, and maybe in the long run it may not be as bad, but I feel as if it hurts just a bit. I think it
I
kind of it hurts
can
the state of wrestling a little bit.
I can understand where you're coming from with that because God forbid could we ever get a Stone Cold and Booker T in the grocery store moment again? Could you imagine?
Hmm. Um, that would be interesting. I don't think he'll ever be as good.
I mean, let's just say it doesn't have to be a grocery store. It could be any situation, right? Any situation. Just be like, hey, is that just going straight at it, whatever. I feel like those moments would be great because it's like when you think about it, even when they're behind the scenes, they're backstage, right? What stops them from beating each other's ass besides suspension and stuff like that? And I think maybe if we as fans knew, like, okay, they can't fight each other outside the ring and like public because it'll lead to suspension because they're athletes and it should only be in the ring. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like how you said before, when you pull back that curtain and we see, oh, we all hanging out, or if you pull back that curtain and then you forget that you're recording and you see the wrestlers locking heads and like, oh wait, all right, cool, we're on break. Let's just hang out. Hey, like the situation with the pandemic, like shit like that is like we know wrestling is what it is. We know it is a product, it is a storytelling method, but it's a storytelling method that has rules. And it's the weird part about it when it comes to anybody watching wrestling in this era, like currently, And I said, it's fake, right? And it's like, okay, but so are the fucking movies you watch. So is the show that you watch. Like, obviously, the guy in Breaking Bad is not a fucking actual drug, smuggler. He's
It's
a
not
fucking
drug lord.
actor. He's a fucking actor. He can play a character, and you can then associate him with that specific character only, right? But I can't take two wrestlers who built this storyline or whatever and say that's what they are, and then outside of this world they're normal people. But you apparently everything has to be real for you. And it's like, well, what are these dudes doing this and that for? It's like, okay, well, that's the same thing you could think about somebody like Will Smith playing a character who was openly gay, but you don't think he is, but he was acting. So it's like, come on, like, where is the line? Like, it's the weird part about what people see as in fighting or whatever that concept is for them. And it's just like, I think people are like, oh, we grew up out of it, so like it's not the same anymore. It's like, okay, yeah, maybe you found something new, big whoop, but don't bash us for it because we still like this art form. We still enjoy this product.
Yeah, it's I think you actually kind of hit the nail on the head with the fact that wrestling, and maybe that's what it is. It's the fact that wrestling follows a certain set of unwritten rules or unspoken rules, probably more so unwritten rules that for some reason just gets lost on other people, which is why it's like, because once upon a time, it was like wrestling was meant to seem like it was real, but it's like at this point in the game, it's like, okay, y'all can't actually use that sentiment anymore because we know it's not real. It's been openly said it's not real as far as certain bits of it, but the actual wrestling is real. It's just scripted. And speaking of things being real and how people take them as real, the other thing I wanted to get your point on, or just to hear your take on it, how do you feel about the whole tribalism that's been going on?
It's overdone. It's basically a steak that has been on the grill for too long. It
You
was
know, it,
raw. It was rare when it first started with the Usos and Roman, and then suddenly it started becoming medium rare. It's like, ooh, well, me, I like a rare steak, but medium rare is normally that like good cut for some people. It's a good cut. This is where it needs to be, and that's when the whole tribal war, and we had Sammy in there. Good cut of meat, okay? Then that's when you started overcooking it when, all right, Solo has the Ulafala and they're fighting for it, right? This is the best cut of the steak after, well, like the best cut. This is the last part of the steak before it starts getting well and you're fucking it up. And that's when, okay, Roman Reigns gets the Ulafala. Well, there's nothing else left for him now. Technically, you just basically said the Ulafala is more important than the world heavyweight title. So why would he wrestle for anything else? Or why would he care about anything else if he now has his own prized possession? Technically, it was even supposed to be a fucking tribal chief title, I guess. I don't know if you saw the photos for that. But
I have not.
well, yeah, there's photos of a tribal chief title. And it was Roman's face on it. It's got the Ulafala around the plate of the belt. And I'm like, bruh. Okay. So at that point, medium well, you're done. You should not keep doing this because you had all opportunities to throw all the Samoans you wanted in it. And now we're starting getting into well territory where, okay, you're basically telling the same story as when Jacob came and Jacob's this big bad. And now you have the other Fatu who came up and he's supposed to be just as bad. But wait, he's just taller. Oh, Talafatu, he's just really he's 7 feet tall.
Tonga.
Tonga, excuse me. Talatonga. My bad. Talatonga. Talatonga is just 7 feet tall. He's way bigger and badder than Jacob because he's taller. That's the story you're trying to tell us right now. Bruh, you can't rinse and repeat the same shit. And now they're called his MFTs. My guy. I thought that was something that was related to money at some point. Because I could have sworn MFTs were related to crypto and some stuff like that. Or like Bitcoin.
That's with the letter N. NFT.
NFT. Okay, see, I tell you how much I know about that shit. But I was like, MFT? I'm like, bro, I'm like, no way he's doing that. But MFT still, like, it's basically, you're now making acronyms for the fucking tribalism thing that's going on. And so you still don't have Zilla. And Zilla is the one who should be really in this situation because that's Umaga's son. So, like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you not getting all these Samoans in at one time? Do you think you can just keep rinsing and repeating the story? Because the fans, I would hope, would start getting tired of it. Fuck. Perfect example. Drew McIntyre. He had made a comment about somebody. He says, hey, if you're really bored at your job, just turn your last name to Fatu. That's all you gotta do. They'll push you to the moon. They'll put you on TV. Just turn your last name to Fatu. And I was like, damn.
You know,
that should let you know.
For one, that wasn't actually where I was going in the conversation.
Oh, I heard tribalism. My bad. I heard like
But I'm glad you was able to get that off your heart. Because I didn't want to stop you because I'm like, he needs to get this out. I can feel it. I can hear it in the tone of his voice that he needed to get this off of his chest because it was cooking for a while. And I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I'm glad I could be the gateway to allow you to get this out of your system because you needed to get that out. I was talking about the tribalism between WWE and AEW. However, I think you actually came up with a better thing to sweep. Because you came out of that one hella passionate about what you had to say with that bit. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let him finish. Speak your truth, brother. Speak your truth.
That's some goddamn bullshit, bro. I trusted you, bro. I trusted you, bro. I trusted
you. You neted that to get out in the open, and I'm glad we got that out because
I trusted you. It be your own people, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Be your own people, bro. Plotting and shit, bro.
Oh,
he was like, I'm gonna bait. He said, I'm gonna pull a John Cena. Oh, that's a clickbait question. And boy, was that clickbait.
Oh man. However, that does lead into something else that I didn't think to want to bring up, but it does kind of follow this interesting line, especially with us being gentlemen of color. And that is the fact that I don't understand or know when or why the Black community decided to just cut Samoans off. Like that has been such a crazy thing
because
that I've been seeing.
Because they heard apparently Jacob say the N-word in a song,
but I feel it goes deeper than it's deeper than that. And it's like, because
the one video
in my mind, which one?
The one video where that guy, he likes trying to bring racist topics.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Because like, so ever since Maz over here, he sent me this guy who he kind of sort of like he does a lot of touching on certain racist topics in wrestling and stuff like that. And he's one of those people who is on that very pro-black, mindset type of thing. And so, but and there was one of the many videos he sent me. Well, actually, he only sent me two, and I went and I watched a couple more just to be like, man, this guy is really digging. But it was like one of the videos was talking about how, you know, he was almost in a sense saying, like, hey, listen, Samoans are not black people. Okay. They have their own culture, they have their own thing, but for whatever reason, they allow Samoans to portray black stereotypes and it gets them over while actual black people in wrestling get nothing. And I'm like, that's a reach. And that's also like that's such a odd and backwards mind frame of thinking because and maybe I'm just in a weird spot of thinking this, but Samoans are as much of black people as any other person with dark skin. The only difference is the fact that they are from an island
I mean, technically, we're
primarily.
not from an island, but we are from a culture that somewhat can look like how the island.
The
Yes.
only difference between Samoans and your stereotypical African American is the fact that the Samoans, they are still very connected to their roots that is
Mm,
from the island. Negroes
mm.
like you and I don't know what tribe in Africa I originated from, my blood family came from. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And none of and most I don't well not most, but some people are not really looking for that too. Like
exactly.
some people are proud to be like, well, I'm an African American. I was born here, and all that other stuff. Like that's one thing.
And
And
this is not shooting down anybody who's like, listen, I am an African American, but my subsect of family stems all the way to the Ugandan tribes. Like, if you know that and you like to still uphold to those Ugandan tribe, what's the word I'm
traditions.
looking for? Traditions, then please do it. More power to you. But if you are someone who upholds to those Ugandan tribe traditions, that and you are of dark skin, or especially in relations to in America, that doesn't make you any less of a black man.
Nope.
or any less of a person of color. So for people to be all like Samoans are Samoans, they're not black. Because since you sent me that video, it's almost as if like Facebook or in YouTube have been like, oh, so this is what you're into? Bet. Let me give you some more of these videos. And I'm just
Wow.
and it's like, let me give you some more of these videos and content. And I've been seeing it's not there's a lot of people who feel this way about Samoans. Now, there's a small bit I could agree with, which was kind of sort of what you was kind of getting at a little bit. It's like, all right, sure. Maybe WWE is kind of, lapping on the love of Samoans just a tidbit much. But I don't think Samoan, I don't really believe that the Samoans who are like being pushed right now are being pushed in a way where they're undermining other people because most of these Samoans who are coming to WWE, they got clout from being on the indies. So it's not like they're just coming in and then they're like, oh, wait, you're Samoan? All right, push you to the moon. You're Samoan, part of that family? Push you to the moon. Now, sure, maybe the fact that they are Fatus and Tungans, that might play a bit of a role in it. But at the same time, the Tungans and Fatus that they've brought in, they were big shit somewhere else. The Tungaloans, they were fucking destroying people over there in New Japan. So it's not like they brought them over here and then like, you're Samoan, we're gonna push it. You know what I'm saying? As you call what you call them, a tall.
Tonga, yeah.
Talatunga. Like, I don't know much about him, but from what everyone else has told me,
Hikaleo.
he was a freaking monster on the indies. And he had a lot of clout that followed him. Same with Jacob. Jacob was making his like I know people and have met people in the indie circuit right now who are all like, "Oh yeah, no, that man, we love him. We say nothing bad about that boy," kind of thing. And so it's like these are made men, okay? And as we know, especially with the WWE we have right now, WWE is bringing people in and pushing people who's going to make them money. And at the end of the day, all of these Samoans are niggas. I have, under great word from friends who have met them and talked to them, they are N-I double g us. Okay. And
I mean,
so
real quick, because I even seen a video. It was like Jacob was saying something to somebody or whatever, and Jacob, not I don't think I'm like doing anything against them because they were throwing up signs, but they were gang affiliate. Like him and Zilla, they were throwing up like bees and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like after he made a comment,
there
he said,
is a video of Jacob Fatu years ago, like over 10 years ago, right? And it was at a family reunion. All right. Now, I think since Jacob Fatu has definitely changed, but you know, Jacob, there's no secret. He's been to jail
yes.
for
They even
doing
use it as an angle on SmackDown.
oh yeah, that part. But like he's you know, it's like he's been to jail. And it's like he is, and he, you know, that video that I saw of him, like this was like I said, I think it was like someone died in the family. It was like 15 years ago, and so it's like you see like all the family members, and it's funny because I'm looking at this and I'm like, damn, this feels like a black people funeral. The only difference is the fact that even the guys have really good hair. That's what makes Samoans better than niggas to a certain degree. Samoans have great hair. Because their hair, they don't have to straighten it. They don't have to put like a hot iron to it to make it just be straight and flowy and shit. That their hair just naturally does that, boy or girl. So I can understand why niggas probably hate on Samoans a little bit when it comes to that bit. But it's like he was, oh my, it was like like I watch it and in my mind I'm like, man, I wonder if he looks back on this and gets embarrassed. Because he was like, I'm talking, it's like, hey, yo, what's some, you know, this my uncle over here, da 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 da, nigga, you know, like he was just going at a funeral, and I'm just all like, oh, Jacob, you were so young, so foolish,
So immersed in the streets.
so exactly, and
You're a
so
product of the streets.
exactly, 100%, not any streets, but the streets of California. And I'm like, for people to get so upset about him saying nigga in a track with Rikishi, in my mind, like, have we forgotten that he is black? Like, or has the black community, like, how did the black community accept gingers, which I also humbly accept into the black community of family? They are our red velvet cousins. But then we drop Samoans, people who have been with us from day one. Like, it's craziness to me. I don't understand why people are doing that. Like, if anything, they're like our strongest allies.
Outside
It takes
of the Latin community.
exactly. It's like I don't understand why people are. I mean, unless it's just a jealousy factor that everyone's just really jealous that the Samoans are getting all this star time and all of this, and because then they'll bring up like people like the Street Profits, all like, man, the Samoans gets all of this stuff, and Samoans can do rap and act hood and thug and all this other stuff, but then people like the Street Profits, like no one cares, and I'm like, no, that's not it.
No,
And it's
that's not
also
it.
in one of the videos that you showed me, one of the videos that I found that was talking about this type of thing. They're all like, they're talking about Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston and how they're like, they were poking fun at the fact that how the Usos can wear the fitted caps and be hood, while Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, ooh, your
I'm
camera's
here.
like,
Oh,
no, I'll say, like, whenever try not to move so close, because when you move close, your
oh,
camera like gets crazy and fuzzy,
got it.
like it's trying to focus in. But it's like they're talking about how like Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are being portrayed as like nerds, and I'm all like, bro, do you
Have
not
you
know
not
who they are?
have you not watched
It's,
Up, Down, Down?
you feel me? I'm like, bro, that's because they are nerds. That's what they Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are being portrayed as exactly who they are. I think the Street Profits are being portrayed as exactly who they are. If they would have had the Street Profits come out of there with freaking fitted caps and baggy pants, that would be a horrible choice, because that's not who they are. You know what I'm saying? That's not the type of nigga that you're supposed to. That's not the type of nigga they relate to. They relate to niggas like us, the suburb boys. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. And it's like the Usos, Jacob Fatu, especially Jacob Fatu.
And Zilla.
Like, yeah, like those guys. Those are hood boys. All right. And just because they came from an island does not mean anything, because they are still black. And I don't know if, we've forgotten in these later years, but it's like, if you would have taken one of them Tungas, taken one of the Street Profits, taken Kofi Kingston, put them all in a line and put them in front of a KKK member, you know what that motherfucker gonna say? You're all and you deserve to die. And so it's like, so we're still black to them. We're still black to them. And I don't know why we don't just
unify. It's interesting you say that, because in the comments I did see a lot of people say, "Okay, but who's gonna stop him from saying it?" That's all the comments I kept seeing.
Yo,
but who gonna stop that nigga?
Facts. Who? You tell him he can't say that no more.
That's literally every comment I saw.
All right, brother. Tell him. Go to him and tell us, like, you can't say that shit no more. See what happens. Well, he'll slap the black off you. He'll hit you so hard you can't say it no more. Literally.
Not you get the black card slapped out of you. That's crazy. But nah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm letting you cook. I'm like, I've only ever seen one comment of somebody doing that woke shit, and I'm like, every other comment's like, but he is one, or like, but who gonna stop him? Name one person. Who gonna do
it? Outside of an AK-47, not you.
So I just find that funny.
Oh man, but yeah, I'm glad you took it then. I'm ready to do this little game that you came up with. we can talk about actual tribalism next time.
Oh my god. All right. So bringing this back. So Now you remind me of it too. Fuck. All right, so bringing this back, we're gonna go into book, bump, or bury. Okay. And again, like I said before in the rules, we're gonna take a specific era and we're gonna throw it into the Attitude Era and say which one of these wrestlers would still be prominent, or who would we want to book, bump, or bury. So again, the rules.
I also feel, only because like we talked about it off camera, but I also feel we should, just throw it out there and maybe for like the next time if the fans and our watchers decide to, if they want to go with that route, because he came up with book bumper Barry, but there was a previous idea of doing it. And as for this one, it's called BBB. There was the BBC. And I want to throw it out to the fans out there, our watchers. Would you prefer the BBB? Or do you want us to do an episode where we're running the BBC?
Yo, I'm running the bro. That nah.
Put in the comments, let us know.
Nah.
Let us know in the comments.
It would literally be, hey yo, swag. Give me your BBC. Yo, that's crazy. Like you can't say that shit. You can't say that shit. That's crazy. Pause. You can't say that. Like, hey, yo. Can you just because it's like now you got to explain it every time. Nobody else is going around saying, "All right, man, give me your BBC on this roster." What?
Give me your BBC on this roster. Because this stands for because BBC was what? It was book, bump, and
cut them.
Oh, book, bump, and cut.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it. As opposed to bury. So let us know.
y'all.
Would you prefer book, bump, or cut, or book, bump, and bury? Let us know. I'm curious to know. And if we get enough, then maybe we'll do one where we do the BBC instead.
But here's the thing: now if we go interview people and be like, all right, so what's your BBC? Like you can't go to interviews with that, bro. Like how like Mike, he goes asking everybody what's their Waffle House order, right? We can't go to people. They're gonna the fuck. Like,
I mean, you can't go into an interview and ask somebody, what's your BBC cold turkey. You gotta ease into that shit.
So what it'd be funny of a clip though is if you explain to them like, hey, this is a book bumper cut, boom, 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 and then all right, cool. Then all of a sudden be like, all right, so tell me what's your BBC, and they be like, what are you talking? The book bumper cut. Oh, what? And it just could be nah, I answer that question.
Although I ain't gonna lie, I absolutely would ask them. So give me your BBC. And then wait for the response. Was like, no, like book bumper cut. Like, which one would you do?
I'm gonna be there for that first panel or whatever we do, and you're with a wrestler and you do that shit. I cannot wait to see that reaction.
Actually, and the funnier thing would be to do is like, all right, so give me your BBC. Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Farouk.
Oh, Farouk.
I just threw him in there just see.
You know what I mean? But nah, I mean like as a leader. What era? If I'm gonna do a quick one real quick. If that's Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, that's fuck. Actually, that's a tough one. That would be a tough one. Cause like it would sound bad if I say, yo, Bobby Lashley,
who you bumping, who you cutting.
Cause like Shelton Benjamin should be booked, but it's fucking Bobby Lashley. Like you can't it's like you can't get mad if I say Bobby Lashley I'm booking to the moon and then I'm like, Shelton Benjamin's been in the mid card for ages, man. He should
Damn,
get that push.
So off gate, you are cutting Farouk, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, and that's all. I can't cut Farouk because Attitude Era Farouk, that he was a great mid carder, but I'm like, at the same time, as a book to the moon. No. So it's like you're putting me in a predicament that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Although I am glad that you gave me your thought on what it would be. But to a stranger, if I walked up to someone and said, "All right, give me your BBC, Farouk, Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin," they're probably going to be hella confused because they'll be hella confused in the sense of like, "All right, BBC, and you give me a list of 3 black guys." I don't like where this question.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Nah, bro. It's in 4K. Nah, bro. That's in 4K. In 4K. That's a canon event. You can't. Nah.
BBC or BBB, hit us up. Let us know.
Please choose the BBB, please. Because I thought about it at first, and I'm just like, man, that's gonna fly. Anyway, so we're going for a particular era. And with the era, I'm gonna do Federation and New Generation. By the way, I'm doing Federation.
Okay.
So we're gonna say, hey, for the Federation and New Generation era, who are some of these wrestlers who would be people you would book, bump, or bury? So
now, wait, before you do it, because it's 3 different ones. How many names are on the list?
10.
So
should we
well, so let me see here. 3, 9. Whoever is the last name on the list, we'll cut that last one because we'll do 9. Because I think this will make it even more difficult. Instead of just giving the full list, we're going to do it in 3s. And so just go down first 3 names for next 3, next 3, next 3. Don't change it.
Should I randomize it?
Nah, just however it's laid out right now on that list that you got, we're just going to go down that list.
Fuck you. All right. So Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh God.
Jake the Snake Roberts. You fucking bitch. So I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna tell you this right fucking now.
Bumper cut out of those 3.
Motherfucker, right now is Jake the Snake Roberts immediately booking that bitch. I'm immediately. That was my guy. Okay. But now you put me in a predicament of keeping Macho Man Randy Savage in the mid card. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Because it's fucking Macho Man Randy Savage. Fuck Hogan, okay? Bury that motherfucker, okay? Granted, we have to thank him for his contributes to wrestling.
The Hulk Hogan character, sometimes, to a certain degree, you gotta separate the Hulk Hogan character from Terry Bollea.
Nope.
He said
even
nope.
as Hulk Hogan, even if it was Terry, even Hulk Hogan, the whole Undertaker situation to this day is petty.
Listen, I love that Undertaker. Every chance he gets, he shits on the Hulk Hogan.
Hell, because you should. Because of that moment, bro, he didn't even touch the chair.
Yeah, you're right. Like Hulk Hogan, he did some things. There are small things that I'm like, you know what? I feel you and I hear you, Hogan. You know, because it is the business that we're in or that you're in, but at the same time, like there's just certain things. But
I mean, as Triple H said it at one point, it's like, yo, if you're not trying to backstab people, if you're not trying to push yourself up to the top, then you're in the wrong business. Like you should be doing that because your spot is more important than the next guy.
And that particular statement is the reason why there are, to a certain degree, the Hulk Hogan mind frame, I can't completely argue with it. but 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 there are other things that he has done. And it's like, if like when with that particular statement, I can't get mad at Hulk Hogan. It's just all the other dumb shit that he did that's like, you make it really hard for me to want to defend you, and to the point where I just can't no more. But yeah, cut Hulk Hogan. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say who to bump and
That's why I said fuck you, bro. I said fuck you.
that's a boy. Maybe we should have shuffled a little bit because that is rough. But at the same time, though, that's the game. I'm probably gonna have to. I'm probably gonna have to book because if I'm burying Hogan, then I have to book Macho Man.
Of course you would.
And that's hard to say because I also love me some freaking Jake the Snake. Snakes are my favorite things.
Pause.
So who's the next ones?
So the next one would be
the next three.
Ultimate Warrior, which this doesn't make sense for this next one. Ultimate Warrior, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Mr. Perfect.
For what it's worth,
Mr. Perfect, I'm booking.
Yeah, same. I'm booking Mr. Perfect.
The fuck out of him. No, having him go against like Kurt Angle, even Triple H at his prime.
Mr. Perfect should have been a world heavyweight champion, guy.
Yes.
I don't think he was only Intercontinental.
Only Intercontinental.
He never got that world heavyweight title, and he really should have.
Mm-hmm.
Because like up until he died,
Mr. Perfect, and you not.
Because Mr. Perfect did the Dolph Ziggler thing, is what, like,
literally,
or should I say, Dolph Ziggler did the Mr. Perfect thing. Is what happened. It's just that Dolph Ziggler did finally made his way out of mid-card land and was able to at least peak just a little bit above main event jobber, because that's the only thing Mr. Perfect was. Mr. Perfect was definitely a main event jobber, and he deserved better, which is why I book him.
Yep. Who doesn't still, when they're chewing gum, spit it out and smack it? Come on now. So much swagger. But
I'm probably cutting oddly enough. Nope, not even oddly. Not like I think I'm cutting Warrior.
But how would you book Bobby in a mid card? Like, that's what I'm saying. That's the weird part.
Because he's a manager, so
that's why he's not. How could you book him in the mid card if he's only a manager? Unless you're booking him next to a mid card talent.
I mean, yes, that would be what I have to do. Kind of like booking him in the mid card is like having Curtis Axel with Paul Heyman in Ryback. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no! Don't remind me.
Yeah, those were some sad times, but still, that like that's mid card. That's mid card booking. And honestly, I feel like Bobby the Brain Heenan has actually spent a lot of his time in the mid card, but he pushes people to the main event. So
shake my hand, because this is a very, very, very agreed upon decision, and I can completely agree with you on booking Mr. Perfect, putting Bobby in the mid card, and getting the fuck rid of Ultimate Warrior. So you can kindly shake my hand, as this is totally agreed upon. I can get behind that. That is our first firmly.
I feel because like when it came to Ultimate Warrior, like It's funny because I remember my brother saying like when he was a kid he liked Ultimate Warrior, and I feel that if I was a kid, I might have liked the idea of Ultimate Warrior, but
Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior, where the idea was cool and whatnot, like he wasn't really good wrestling.
No, he was a character.
Yeah, he was definitely a character, and it's like I like that calm that medium between. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
mean,
I get what you're
granted,
saying.
he does kind of fit some of my builds because he is at least a big dude. You know what I'm saying? And those are like my as like my like very monster esque. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I think if they would have actually built Ultimate Warrior as just a full on, like, imagine if Ultimate Warrior was a full on monster heel. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, where he was a warrior who was trying to sacrifice you.
Yeah, like something like that, or like just instead of him being a good guy and whatnot, he was literally just out there to just bust motherfuckers' heads in. Like, oh, heel Ultimate Warrior, or he like literally keep everything about him the same, but he's actually just going out there to just destroy people. I think that would have been great.
So this next one, because of who the last person is, I can't automatically cut them. I can't. So you gotta have to do four in this one. You have to,
Oh,
because you got to know the fourth one. Bret the Hitman Hart,
mhm.
Rowdy Piper, Rick Rude, Andre the Giant. You can't just cut Andre the Giant. Can't. Like you just can't.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean because of the
The
way that the
10th.
list
Yeah.
was.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And so
I can tell you off rip. I'm pushing Rowdy Piper,
give me the list one more time. It was Roddy Piper.
Bret Hart, Rick Rude, and Andre the Giant.
Gotcha. So
So real quick, I'm pushing Rick Rude. I'm pushing. Excuse me. I'm pushing Roddy Piper. I'm damn. Um, I'm bumping Rick Rude.
bumping Rick Rude to the main event. Got it.
No, no, no. He bumping him to the mid card.
Oh, so putting them down. Got it.
No, but I feel like he's such a great. Okay, Roddy Piper book because I feel like he'll be an excellent champion because he has the mount. He's not the best wrestler in the world, but he has the charisma that people would love. I'm gonna have to keep Bret Hart in the mid card because as he is a workhorse, the mid card is normally where the workhorses go. As much as I would like Rick Rude to be there because he would be a great heel champion, and Andre the Giant, I don't want to cut him because I feel like him versus I don't know, him and Big Show would not be a good idea. Two giants in the ring like that is not a good idea.
Two giants
Uh
going at each other is usually a death sentence.
yeah, so in the Attitude Era, I don't see much depth for Andre the Giant, so I probably cut him.
Cutting Andre. Um. So or burying actually.
Yeah, Barry, excuse me, Barry. Yeah, actually, because that way, with Andre, at least with Andre, if you bury him, you're burying him to people who really need it.
Burying on that's such an interesting thing to just
No,
visualize.
I
Like, I,
know.
I mean, at the same time, unfortunately, I mean, in his defense, Andre was also like he was sick and he was unfortunately
But
on
we're
his
no, we're
way
talking
out.
about here their prime. We're talking about that wrestler in
I I know what you're saying, but I was saying like in Andre's later years, he was kind of buried. He kind of
yeah.
he was kind of, although it's weird because like he wasn't, though he was still being presented strongly. So it's like even in his later years, he didn't do a whole lot of losing
Yeah.
and whatnot. I mean, but for me, I'm no, I can't say that with a straight face. I think I would ugh, with
Yeah.
this particular group, because depending on with certain things that if I say, people would probably look like, I feel like your options were the safe options. With the
Not
things that I'm thinking in my mind,
yeah, nah,
fam,
cause like
I'm gonna get canceled. People are gonna be like, "Wow, this dude swag don't know
go
wrestling."
ahead, speak on
Like,
it. Cause I mean, yeah, somewhat mine was somewhat safe because it was like I mean, I would prefer Rick Rude as a bump in the mid card, but like you still gotta respect the workhorse that is Brett, and he would make the mid card good too.
so I think I would bump. So let's see here. So let me start with book. I would book because I want to book Rick Rude.
I can respect that. I
I
can
want to
respect
book
that.
Rick Rude.
I can respect that.
Um, I would.
I know it's get tough with Bret Hart's in there, bro. Because it's Bret. It's
It's
because it's
because
Bret.
it's Brett. It not just because it's Brett, but then there's also Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper's
Mhm.
the hard one,
Mhm.
but like crazily enough, I think out of the two, I'd probably bury Roddy Piper and I'd have to bump Bret Hart. I know.
No.
It's crazy. It's
No,
crazy.
Rowdy, bro.
It's crazy, but and it's because of those things. It's because of the fact that it's because of those facts. I have to cut Andre as well. I didn't want to cut Andre. As a matter of fact, at first I was going to book him,
In the
but
Attitude Era, you would have booked him with
I
the strap.
I would have booked him. But or at least that's what I first thought. And then when I like, because when I first thought, I was like, yeah, I would book him. And then I thought about it, I'm like, that's a terrible idea. That's
Exactly.
that is absolutely horrendous.
That's oh my
Why
god.
would you do that? That is that is putting your company at a death
That
sentence.
is a death sentence, sir.
And it's like I have a lot, but I have a lot more respect for Andre the Giant than putting him in the mid card or burying him, because burying Andre the Giant is a stupid idea.
It is.
It's dumb, which is some of the problems that we have right now. Why are we
Mhm.
burying giants? Like, you either use them properly or just don't fucking use them at all. Which is
Mhm.
why we have not seen Omos, because boy, oh boy, they did not
They do
know how to
not
use that boy. And
nope.
I don't think they still do. And if he
Nope.
comes back, I feel as if there's still nothing for him to do.
Nope. His sunset is gone. He needs to just stay in Japan. Japan
That,
knows what to do with him.
yeah, listen, they love doing things for giants. I feel that like
Yeah,
the
I was
last
about to say that
time
too.
I think the last time a giant was booked good, kind of put an asterisk on it, but like the his wrestling abilities aside, Great Khali is how you book a giant. All right. Solely on the way he was booked. Not talking about how horrible of a wrestler he was and how bad he looked when he was in the actual ring, because homie was straight legged as fuck. But solely on the optics and the visuals and whatnot, that's how you book a giant.
Listen here. Are you 7 foot plus? Do you enjoy wrestling? And you feel like you have the smallest amount of wrestling prowess or capability in the ring? Go to Japan. They will book you. They will treat you like damn near a god because there are so many. A matter of fact, are you a big man in general? Maybe 6'7", 6'8". You're still good. Over maybe at least 300 pounds and you're a little jacked? Go to Japan. Oh, Otis, I'm talking to you. Well, no, he's like, what is he, 5'7"? I'm still talking to you. Japan would probably appreciate you more, sir.
He is a big butterball of a man.
Boy, get him in Noah or something like that. He actually was wrestling. Boy, I don't
And
think
it's
he'll
like,
have the triple B,
and
but still.
listen, and Otis, he has like he can do things that big men shouldn't do. And that's why like he defies the laws of gravity with his massive size.
And that's why I'm like, bro, get him there.
Like he's like Brunson. Like, remember when him and Brunson Reed was doing they had a couple of matches against each other?
Remember
Some
Bull
some
Dempsey?
very big E matches, big men slapping meat matches.
Remember Bull Dempsey?
Jesus. They don't, they
Bull, Bull, Bull. Man, what is he doing now?
that's a good question.
I'm gonna have to find that out. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to this the next one, and I'm gonna leave this to the audience as well. In the comment section, please let us know what you guys think are your book bump berries. So now we're going into
Yes, give us your BBCs, man.
we're going into your new generation going into the Attitude Era. If they were going into the Attitude Era from the new generation, who would stick? Okay. So first three, this one might be a really, really easy target to go over. Doink the Clown, but his heel version.
Okay.
Lex Luger, and Diesel before he turned into to Kevin Nash. It's like in that era, he's just starting to
Yeah,
become
he's
Kevin
still
Nash. But not,
I want
a part of me wants to be chaotic and say doink.
you want to push Doink,
If the heel
or you
character,
want
a
you want
part
to
of me.
book
Can, can,
Doink.
can you imagine? Because we already had a dude love situation. Can you imagine like if Vince McMahon like set up a party or something like that? Like he pranked Stone Cold, right? And at this party, there's this clown that comes up to us, says, well, hey, or whatever. And then Stone Cold, if you don't get your right ass out of my face, and then Doink sprays him with something, just kicks his fucking ass, and then gets really dark. And now you have basically dark Doink the Clown against Stone Cold. Or hypothetically, you could put him against Mankind. Say Mankind has a fear of clowns, but it's an actual evil clown. And now
Boy,
Mankind is taking back trips to when he first got into the to wrestling and he was doing the whole shakes and stuff like that. Now it's because it's a childhood memory of him being with clowns, and now that's the feud.
there's a part of me that feels as if this was probably actually brought up, because that sounds like some of the most wildish Vince
Attitude
McMahon
Era.
booking.
It's the Attitude Era. Come on.
To see Mankind, we were like, Uncle Paul, you gotta protect me from these clowns. Like,
And it's just Doink. Oh, I used to love that evil theme song. Boy, I used to bump that shit. But um Go
See,
ahead, give me yours.
because it's funny because it's like Imma have to so number one, I wanna push because wait a second, you said Doink the Clown,
Lex Luger
Lex Luger,
and then Diesel.
and Diesel. Um
And this is not narcissist, by the way.
yeah, I know this is like good Lex, like
Yep.
American. Through his eyes, you can do no wrong. He was a hero.
Da, 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 da.
I I would do what those cowards didn't do, and is I would push Lex. I would
In
push
the
him.
Attitude Era?
I would. I would have. Now, I feel as if like I would have pushed him, but he probably would have had to be a little bit different. But because he looked like he should be pushed. They just fit because with all that you gave me, like I really don't want to push Diesel. I'll be
I
honest with you.
would push Diesel.
I
Diesel and Stone Cold makes a lot more sense than
the funny
Doink and
thing
Lex Luger.
now I will say definitely for the Doink. Like it's funny because like burying Doink is me saying I'm gonna bury Doink is like saying, oh, so you just do what actually happened. You just
Damn.
because because by the time all that Doink was nothing. They did bury him. I can't push Doink. I can't. I can't.
You can't bump him?
I am not booking Doink.
You can't bump him.
Bumping him. Bumping him is to bump Doink is just burying him anyway.
How?
Doink was a mid card at best. And when you look at the hierarchy, if I bumped him down, that bumps him down to a jobber anyway. And so instead of just saying I'm a bump Doink down, I'm gonna just say I'm just gonna let him stay a jobber, right? Or I'm gonna bring him back to being a jobber.
I think him going against people like Val Venus, Godfather, you know, being funny. Like, say if he say like with Val Venus, he makes a balloon animal, but like the balloon animal is sexually implied his pinga, and he pops it, and Val's like, what I'm saying? It's just a lot of funny shit you could do with
Tell
in the
me,
mid card. Come on.
you saying that
Mhm.
is the equivalent of saying, so are you trying to say that during the new generation era that Doink was a main event player?
No, I didn't say that. When I say
He was
bump is only mid card.
okay. All right.
Book
Because
book is main event. Bump is mid card.
okay, I was misunderstanding that piece because I'm
Mm,
thinking to book someone means that you're pushing them.
yeah.
Bumping, I was thinking was you're whatever they were, you're bumping them back down.
Nah, bumping him to the mid card.
Because considering who we were talking about before, like all my answers don't change because a lot of those people that were spoken in the golden age era
Mhm.
people, a lot of those people that they were talking about, they were main event players anyway. So it
Yeah.
was either push them further or actually bump them to the mid card
You could technically do that. Yeah.
because most of them were not mid cards. They were all main eventers for the most part. Uh aside from some of the ones during the end, but even then, they still bumped into that same area. And so in this particular case, my answer doesn't change and I'm jobbing him out. Like I'm just
You
I'm
just don't
bare
like Doink. You don't like Doink. Let's just keep it a buck.
I no, I like Doink. if I was like mid card, if I was going to mid card him in the Attitude Era, I would have made him the leader of the Insane Clown Posse, which honestly I think would have done some good for him. You know what I'm saying?
Shake my hand.
He's, however, when it comes to that, I would rather mid card Diesel. Like
Mm. I mean, yeah, I can agree with it, but all right. So next one.
especially since we pushed Diesel in the new generation era and we saw where that went. I'm not going to make the same mistake. I'm going to they should have pushed Lex as opposed of Diesel. So now I'm going to right the wrong, or at least try to.
Razor Ramon, Mabel, and Tatanka. Yeah, I know. That was like an easy one.
I mean, the better question is, why would you push Mabel? Why would you book Mabel?
WWE did it.
Why would you? Now, he wasn't Mabel when they pushed him though. He was Big Daddy V in the world's
No,
largest
no, no,
love
no, no.
machine.
When they had that SummerSlam match, they were pushing him as a main event situation to go against Diesel. And that's why they had that really terrible match. He was pushed into a main event status at one point. So in Vince's eyes, he was main event material because he would have never got a title shot.
So wait, he actually had a title shot?
Yes, there was one of the worst matches in WWE's history is Diesel versus Mabel. I think it was a King of the Ring or fucking SummerSlam. It's a very slow match. Very slow match. Like it's
I was not aware. I have to
it's
look at that.
it's basically, remember how we were just saying Andre the Giant versus Big Show would be a bad idea? Imagine that, but now you also got to imagine and remember the fact that Mabel is about 400 plus pounds. What is Diesel's fucking finisher?
Oh
A
yeah, of course.
jackknife powerbomb. How the fuck are you gonna have him do this move to this big motherfucker? Because I know, yes, obviously this is an assist, but like Diesel has been known to accidentally drop dudes on their heads multiple times doing that move
Bro,
if the
there's no
person was too
assist.
big.
There's no
Too big.
assist with Mabel.
You
There's no
can't.
assist with
Yeah.
Mabel. Like Mabel couldn't assist if he wanted to.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying, bro. So it's like you telling me that's the match and that's his fucking finisher. How the fuck is this supposed to go down? And we got the dumpster fire of that match. That
See,
you
now
can,
I gotta see this match now because I
yeah,
was
I
not
pull that
aware
shit
of
up for you
this.
ASAP.
Listen,
ASAP.
that's exactly why I mid carded Diesel because
Oh, here we go.
in fraud and honestly, with this
SummerSlam.
list,
It was
man,
SummerSlam. I forgot what it was a SummerSlam 89 89 95. SummerSlam 95.
mm, I was 4 years old. I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna mid card Mabel though,
Nah.
because it's Mabel, Razor Ramon, and who?
Tatanka.
Oh yeah. I am mid carding Mabel. I'm just of course I'm going to push Razor Ramon, and we're just gonna continue to bury Tatanka.
Whoa. Tatanka had an undefeated streak.
All right.
Oh, that's crazy. I'm putting him in the mid card. It would have been
Oh
Razor Ramon, Book, Tatanka in the mid card, and Barry Mabel.
damn, you're gonna bury the big man? As a
At
big
this
man
time,
yourself?
yeah, because at this time, he was ass. Let's
You
just be
say that.
honest.
I mean, you say that like he was anything but.
Okay, but look, Visceral as a character was cool. He wasn't that great. Big Daddy V, that's when they struck gold. It was like, you're striking. Okay, this is a dud. This is a dud. Hold up, wait. Okay, that's a little something. Okay, hold up. And now you're striking gold with Big Daddy V. That's the most convincing character because the world's largest love machine. Viscera. You remember that shit?
Do you say that like I forget? That theme song
Him,
was
him violating Matt Hardy at the fucking Royal Rumble.
fantastic. Listen, entertainment, bro. That there is, and he wasn't at that time. He wasn't necessarily bad wrestling.
No,
Like honestly, I don't think he's ever really been a bad wrestler. You
no.
know, he just has the difficulties of just being an extremely large individual.
Yep. He made
Although,
it work.
although of course, from what I hear from other people, he was Undertaker talks about how like, he did not enjoy having matches with
I
him.
mean, Kevin Nash, I looked it up as well afterwards. He's like, the night that Mabel almost broke me in half.
I mean,
And that was that match.
Mabel is the reason why Undertaker had to wear that mask. He broke his orbital bone.
I mean, so did Rey Mysterio, but that was light in a feather.
I mean, that's true. That was a freak accident. Although, I mean, they're probably both freak accidents, but
Yep.
yeah, no, like, yeah, we're burying that guy. I'm sorry, we're burying.
That's what I'm saying. Mabel, you got wait, Tatanka or a Mabel?
I am burying Tatanka. I
Go
don't
fuck
care
yourself.
about Tatanka, bro.
Go fuck yourself. All right.
Wow,
That shit's crazy,
wow,
my guy.
bro. That
That
does that does nothing
motherfucking
for
guy.
me, bro.
That
Does
motherfucking guy, though.
absolutely nothing.
That shit was
I
fire, bro.
I didn't care about it then. I don't care about it now.
That shit was fire, bro. I don't give a fuck. Anyway,
It's like I'm
um,
nah.
next set it's gonna be 4. Oh, sorry, that last one really fucked me up for a second. I was like, who? All right, so Bam Bam Bigelow, 1-2-3 Kid, Atom Bomb, Bob Backlund. That's what it was fucking with me for a second. Like, Bob Backlund, what the
All right, so I am going to book the hell out of Bam Bam Bigelow.
goddamn right.
We're just gonna cut Bob Backlund.
Yep.
And then for the bump, because it's 1-2-3 Kid, and who's the other one?
Atom Bomb.
Atom Bomb. Yeah, we're gonna continue to bury Atom Bomb, and we'll bump 1-2-3 Kid. That's
Shake my hand.
because for a brief moment I was all like, we're just gonna bury 1-2-3 Kid, but I'm not gonna. I'm like, no, because
He got a good
I've
pop
actually
because of
gone
Razor
back.
Ramon.
Well, yes, and he was actually really good. Well, I think X-Pac has been very underrated to me because, like, I only knew him as X-Pac and then that moving forward. But like when he was 1-2-3 Kid, because I've gone back and watched some 1-2-3 Kid matches, and I'm like, nah, he was doing the thing back then. Like to the extent where I would push 1-2-3 Kid in AEW right now. Like that's the kind of like that's where
Because
he
that was
should
good
have.
wrestling. Because you're saying it was good wrestling. I'd even push Bam
Yes.
Bam Bigelow in AEW too. I feel like him versus, like, even though we just talked about two big men going against each other, him and Brody King, I'd watch it. I'd watch the hell out that shit. I'd watch the hell
Bro,
out that shit.
listen. Oh God, brother.
That's a bar fight at that point.
Yes, like Bam Bam Bigelow in AEW honestly would have been amazing, but I think Bam Bam Bigelow Well, hold on. Let me make sure. No. I think comparably speaking, I think he would go a lot farther in AEW. Because I was gonna say Bam Bam Bigelow would have been great in like 2010, 2007, 28, 20, pretty much '08 to 2010 TNA.
This is I was little.
You get it. You're
I was about to say
we're
that shit,
here.
bro.
We're we're right there.
Bro, because I thought you was about to say WWE, and I was like, no, T.
No,
But then you said
TNA.
TNA, and I was like,
I just had to get my years right. But like Bam Bam Bigelow, if we take Attitude Era Bam Bam Bigelow or this is New
New
Generation.
Generation. Yeah, New
So
Generation.
if we take New Generation era Bam Bam Bigelow and put him in that era of TNA, world champion.
Can
Easy.
we just keep it a $150? Anywhere Bam Bam Bigelow would have went, he would have been world champion. He is
Brother,
that caliber
Bam
of
Bam
wrestler.
Bam Bam Bigelow was he was extremely ahead of his time. He was born too late or too
Too
early
early.
actually would be the
Too early.
because have you watched the Dark Side of the Ring about Bam
Oh
Bam
hell
Bigelow?
yeah. Bro, constantly watching that shit.
Fam, Bam because if Bam Bam would have if Bam Bam would have came up the exact same ways, but instead of it being in the 80s, it was in the 90s. God, he would have been fucking unstoppable. He because
2000s, it don't matter what era, bro.
freaking main event player, period. Like, but they dropped the ball
Hmm.
on him.
And then you get to
Completely
see
dropped the ball.
and you get to see his amazing work in ECW with Taz. Mm.
Like Bam Bam Bigelow is freaking as everyone always say, Bam Bam Bigelow is if you're a big man that wants to be a wrestler, he is the model that you want to watch and look and go after.
The tsunami is mainly based off of him now. Like Bronson Reed does the tsunami just like how Bam Bam goes off the top rope. Like he literally was watching film. He's like, he was trying to find ways to better do it instead of just jumping off Raw because he was just like, I don't like how that area is. But he just noticed how Bam Bam would always just come off the foot and just go down. He was like, okay. And if you watch Bronson do it now, it's so smooth of a transition. It's
Oh
literally
yeah.
almost like dropping a wrecking ball. He's not jumping. He gets on the top rope and he just falls. And that momentum alone should be devastating.
Fam, I think like before we was doing podcasts, I went on like a tirade about how much I freaking love Brunson Reed. And I was talking about like how like the way that the way that he does the tsunami compared to like when you just see people do splashes and stuff like
Yes.
that. Cause like, you see Uso, woo, get all
Yup.
that air and stuff like, but it's like the way it's like when he gets up to do the tsunami, it's like he does not wait on the rope. He doesn't even the fact of him he doesn't even finish climbing. He just like, all right, and this is it's just it's so good. It is so good. Brunson Reed, like freaking, we're not even to that era, but regardless of when he comes up, push him. Just push him.
What I
Push.
would probably do is the reverse of like what wrestlers you see in other promotions. Like think about I say ruthless aggression. Some of those people who would be in TNA. How would they have fared in TNA? Or maybe how would they have fared in ECW? Maybe even AEW. So I feel like there's so many ways you can do this, and we could be on this series for a while. But I think that is the final one for us here for this episode, though. So, final thoughts, guys. As you have seen us do the book bump berry. Do you guys prefer it being the BBB, or do you prefer the book bump cut, which would drastically, devastatingly lead to the BBC? So,
And it's funny because when it comes to like booking to the book bump and cut. I almost feel like book bump and cut is a bit more respectable as opposed to just jobbing
Burying.
somebody out.
Yeah. It is because but it's just like it's just the acronym, bro. It's just the acronym.
that acronym is pretty savage. I ain't gonna
It's,
lie.
and here's the thing, audience. When I was reading it out, I was just like thinking, I literally said the BB, and I just paused. I was like, no. I instantly nah.
Nah, working with
Because I was
you.
thinking of some other acronyms. I think one was TTC. Another one was it's like I think it was like MDP or something like that. Just a lot of other ones, and it was just like all of a sudden I'm like, okay, now the beep. No. No, we I like this BB part, the book bump. But Barry, maybe Barry. That's a baby Barry. But anyway,
Book
thank you
bump
guys so much.
Barry.
Swag, any final thoughts for you before we close out this
Um,
episode?
I think the only thing that I will say is, for one, Samoans are they're with us, fam. Don't do this. Community, black community, that particular subsect of black community, like don't push people away that have been wanting to help us as a whole this whole time. All right, like don't do that. Like, sure, I can understand if you may feel a certain type of way about the fact that Samoans are getting all the attention, but y'all must not watch NXT because boy, oh boy, the niggas are taking over that brand.
Bro, you mean what was it at one point? It was African NXT.
Listen, the Wakanda instead of
The Wakanda
the black.
NXT, that's what it was. Yeah.
Listen, that's that. If you feel as if niggas aren't getting their play, go to NXT. Look at the black title that is the North American title. Like the North American title has the most black holders ever.
I still gotta hate on my homeboy. I've been wearing the bees forever. He started wearing the bees, bro. He started coming out to the ring, and I was like, bro.
You're over here like, bro, you're taking my gimmick. But
it's from his culture.
But of course, it's like he's like, bro, you're taking my gimmick. You gonna tell him that? You gonna step up to Open Fan and be like, hey yo, bro. You gonna tell Fatu that he can't say the N-word?
Maybe if I caught him off guard and he was sitting in a chair and I could just tsunami his ass. What?
You gonna hit him with that Jasper Troy then, huh? You go
like, hey yo, man, you can't wear these bees no more. Who the fuck are you?
But that's
tsunami.
Boy, that's some real Negro shit right there, buddy. Boy, yeah. Man.
All right, guys.
But that's really all I got to say. That's all I got to say.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode. If you haven't yet, please choke slam that like button and also hit that tombstone on that subscribe button, as we are also on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, and wherever you get your podcasts. So this is another episode of the Big Brothers of Destruction podcast. It's the Masaku.
It's your boy, Swag Switch in the building.
And until next time, we will see you very soon. Good night, or ta-ta for now.